What's going on, man? It's your boy Julio again. Today's the 24th of February. Time is flying, man. It's just going faster and faster every day. It looks like we're about to finish up the month. We're going straight into March. So we about to be 2 months into the year. I've been doing these videos very consistent every week. I'm still trying to go for my goals. Just very excited, man. We're gonna start to get warmer weather outside, no more cold. Trying to start doing some cardio and stuff like that, trying to really push my body to a point that I never have, you know what I mean? Like really go all out. I was having a conversation with one of my homies for one of his videos that he did for his church, and it was just giving me a rundown of like how negative environments really hold you down. Like if you grew up in a negative household, negative, just people around you all the time, it plays in the way of your development because you're always going to view things in a negative way instead of trying to view things in a positive way. And what I want to do today is really try to help with that mindset of how to overcome a negative environment. Because myself, I grew up in a negative environment as well. One, growing up in low income, and two, having to live with just one parent. You know what I mean? Seeing stress, seeing just a bunch of negativity all the time of the way I grew up and stuff like that. Just the environment itself always plays a big role of your development and how you grow and how you exceed. Some people tend to use the negative environment as positive ways to try to push yourself, try to escape that mindset, try to escape that like matrix type of form, if that makes sense. So today I really just want to talk about like the ways you can overcome a negative environment. If you grew up in a tough environment, whether that's a low income, a single parent household, or just a place where negativity is normal, I feel for you. I felt the same way all the time with my ways of living. I know what it's like when it feels like the odds are stacked against you. When people around you is just trying to survive and not thrive. Whether you feel like you're gonna break out of that cycle, but you don't know how. But listen, just because you came from that doesn't mean you have to stay in it. First things first, you want to recognize the environment you're in. The first step to getting out of a negative situation is actually realizing it for what it is. When you grow up around certain things, it becomes normal to you. Whether it's people struggling with money, everyone being in survival mode, or toxic mindsets. If that's all you ever known, it's easy to think that that's just how life is. But just understand this: your environment is not your destiny. Just because you grew up, it doesn't mean you have to stay in it. You got to look around and really be yourself. Is it the energy around you that's pushing you forward or holding you back? Break free from that mindset. The biggest trap isn't even the environment itself, it's the mindset you create. When you're in a place where people don't have much, it's easier to start thinking small. You hear stuff like, that's just the way it is. People like us don't get rich. And 9 to 5 is the only way to survive. Or money is evil. And I get it. People say that because it's all they've seen. But that doesn't mean it's true. The internet changed the game. We have more opportunities than ever. You don't have to wait for a lucky break. You can literally just create your own. But just think about some of the biggest names in music, fashion, or in business. They all come from nothing. They are all trying to build themselves up to be something and to try to flip their whole life around. The only difference between them and the people who stay stuck, they change how they thought. You got to start feeding your brain with different ideas. If no one around you is doing what you want to do, find people online who are. Watch YouTube videos on businesses, self improvement, investing, whatever interests you. We have the internet out there. Stop using it for bad and use it for good. Do research, read. It's one of the skills that we have when we grow up, when we start young. We learn how to read more, explore yourself, really try to find who you really are. The more you expose yourself to new ways of thinking, the more you realize there's a way out. I would also cut off toxic influences. This is probably the hardest part, but hear me out. Not everyone can come up with you. If the people around you are negative, always complaining, or making reckless decisions, they're dragging you down, whether you realize it or not. It could be childhood friends, cousins, even family members. I'm not saying you gotta cut people off and be heartless, but you do gotta distance yourself if they're keeping you in the same cycle. Think of it like this: if you're trying to climb up, but everybody around you is pulling you down, what's gonna happen? You're either gonna pull yourself up or let go. And sometimes letting go is the best thing you can do. Find a new circle. If there's no one positive around you, be your own motivation until you find these type of people. We talked about the mindset. Now let's talk about action. Because it's one thing to think differently, but if you're still stuck at the same place doing the same thing, nothing's gonna change. Here's how you can actually start moving forward. You know, number one, get your money right. If you're still living at home or in a rough situation, your first goal should be stacking that paper. Whether it's a job, freelancing online, reselling, whatever you need to get cash. Start saving, start investing smart. Especially people my age, around my age, we shouldn't be, spending our money recklessly, trying to get the most expensive thing, trying to do this or that. You gotta think smart. You're at a young age. You gotta learn how to stack your bread because all this fashion, all this, you know, that we tend to buy the most fanciest car, the most fanciest, you know, clothes, jewelry, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Think about living a life where you don't care what you wear, you don't care what you drive, but you're financially stable with money in your bank account and you don't have to worry about it. Think about you being able to travel and just seeing different things, living the world, living it for what it is. Learn skills that pay the bills or that pay you. School isn't the only way. Everybody goes to school, and I'm not trying to downplay going to college or going to a tech school because those places also can give you good jobs. Not saying they don't, but there's other ways as well to do stuff. If you don't want to live a 9 to 5 forever, start learning high income skills, video editing, coding, marketing, flipping clothes, whatever you like. The goal is to create your own opportunity. My number three would be just move different. If your environment is holding you back, plan your exit. It might not happen overnight, but every move should get you closer to a better situation. That could mean moving cities, finding a new job, or just surrounding yourself with better people. And I think my last one would probably be stay focused. There's always going to be distractions, friends telling you to come out, people doubting you, social media making you feel behind, but just lock in. Stay focused on a goal. A year of discipline can change your whole life.